Hello.
What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up. 2023.
Ooh.
Wow. First
It's a new
episode.
year, baby.
Yeah. New year, new us. Same us.
Yeah.
Who's got time to
Nothing's
recreate
changed.
themselves? Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no New Year's resolutions.
No. I'm sure we've talked about this, but what's the point?
No. I have. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I think my big thing is cleaning out a section of the house.
Like a long-term project, like a spring cleaning?
No, not long-term, like short-term, like quick.
Oh.
Can get it done in a couple hours, but like something that you've been putting off organizing or whatever, like cleaning your desk off or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've officially kicked DJ out of his desk area in our house.
Yeah.
And moved him into the garage.
Good for you. Now, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like hard with Damien running around and like, DJ's on a phone call. He works from home. So it's like now he has like a totally separate space he can go to.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
also,
an actual office.
The space he was in before was part of an open floor plan area. So it was very hard to close off. So then it's like, what are you supposed to do,
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could kind of close it off, but not really. So it was just like, I was like, hey, maybe because like Jack's going to be out of school for another week. So, it's just, it's tough.
And Damien's walking now.
So, Damien started walking, guys. It's crazy.
Oh my God. So BBD, he's on the move.
He's a toddler now. He's not he's not a baby anymore.
But his face still looks so cherubic.
He's still a baby.
He's still a baby. He's still got a little baby face. Yeah.
I was saying to DJ, I was like, when Jack started walking, it was like all of a sudden it felt like everything happened really fast after that. Like he was all of a sudden he was 2 and it was like, okay, you're like actually a kid now. Like you can walk and talk and you're like saying things to me and it's weird. So I don't know. It's like they're babies for so long. It seems like the longest, shortest time.
Yeah.
So I'm in a little bit of a sad hole right now.
Yeah. Well, so much to look forward to also, I suppose, but it's okay to like grieve.
It's very bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's very bittersweet.
Grieve your like the babyhood of your children, like that's it. So
yeah, I'm not doing this again. So
no, I feel like, you grieve it and and you think fondly of it and then you move on to like the next cool thing, I guess. Like,
yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. It's like all very fun. Like,
oh my gosh.
Jack's really funny.
Jack's so funny. Jack's such a good, sweet kid. I just love him so much. He's so precious. His little face.
You know what he's like got such a tude these days though. I gotta say.
Really?
Like, he was like not listening. Like it's just Christmas weekend was like very, it's just so intense for kids. Like it's just like, tons of junk food and everybody,
we were
like,
just saying,
and,
like they're not on their schedule because you were up like visiting your parents. So then they're like not in their beds. They're not on their schedule. Like no naps. Like it's insane amount of sugar. It's just
it's just wild. And there are tons of family and he's doing all kinds of stuff out of his norm. So he's just like having a hard time listening. I'm like, hey, I'm tired of you. I'm so tired of you not listening to me. And he goes, you should go to bed then. Like, he's like, then
matter
go
of
to
fact
bed.
or
like,
with sass?
With sass, like matter of fact, but with sass.
Like he knew he was he knew he was like being sassy.
Yeah, he knew he was being sassy, but like the tone was just deadpan, and I was like, I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow, you're lucky we don't slap in this generation.
Oh my God. All I could do, I was crying laughing with the delivery was just like,
oh my God.
It was too good. I couldn't. And DJ's like, what happened? And I like could not tell him. And when I finally got the words out, he was like crying laughing too.
Oh my God.
Just, like, too good. But
oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
What do you do? You know?
Yeah. What
So,
can you
anyway.
do? We FaceTimed with, like all of Pete's family on Christmas and, which was chaos. And, but it was so cute because my youngest nephew, Miles, who turns 2, like, on the insurrection day, the 6th. That's how I remember his birthday. It's the only one. I remember 2 birthdays. I need to do better. But anyway, he's still so little, and he was like, he had this like what used to be a candy necklace on, like there was like 3 little nubs on it, and he was like FaceTiming with us, and he was like, hi, and he doesn't speak in full sentences yet, but he like has a lot of words that he knows. And so we were like, oh, hi, Miles. Like, did Santa come? And he was like, yeah. And we're like, what did he bring you? And he was like, treats. And then he, like, picked up his, like, sad little candy necklace and just started, like, gnawing on it. And I was like, this is the funniest, cutest little thing. It was so funny. And what a treat he is. But also, we're bringing them all more candy when we go visit. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. And
oh, my God.
It was fun. It was very... It's fun to have, I mean, that wasn't sassy, but it's fun to just have like those little silly moments. Yeah. And then be like, then it got
cute.
Well, then it got wild. Everyone was like sticking their face in the camera, and like the phone shaking and and we're like, okay, we gotta go. Bye. You're making me car sick. Yeah. I gotta go now. Why? Everyone's melting down. They needed to take the kids outside. Like, we're like, all right, well, we'll go. We're going to go have a quiet evening. And then I went to bed.
Without children.
Yeah.
Bless.
But, the holidays are weird when you don't have kids. Because, like, we didn't even decorate our tree. Like, we didn't have to, like, we didn't do gifts. Like, we didn't really do anything. And so it's nice on the one hand, because it's pretty chill, but then we don't have the like push to get things done.
Yeah.
So
I still have a Christmas present for you that I have to give you. So
oh my God, I love presents. Oh my God.
I know. Who doesn't?
I know. Ooh, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's just a little something.
All right.
But yeah, when I see you next time,
cute,
I'll have a present for you.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
Oh, man. Well, I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas or Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And,
or Kwanzaa.
Everybody had a great time. Or Kwanzaa.
Or solstice, I guess.
Solstice.
Yeah.
I hope everybody just had a chill time. And,
maybe
I hope you bought yourself something for Christmas. I hope, like, for the holidays, just to, like, or keep spending those gift cards you got. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Or keep eating those treats if you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you eat an apple in between or something. Get some fiber in there. Like you don't want to go
a
crazy.
Fucking salad, man.
Oh, dude,
we have just been.
I
can't.
Yeah, I just had a salad for dinner, which was good, but I think I've definitely eaten less sugar this holiday season.
Yeah.
Which is good because I have noticed this year, like sugar just throws everything out of whack for me.
Yeah.
So I've been good about that. But I ate, oh my God, on Christmas, we got like a cheese plate. We got it. We ordered, like pre-ordered it. We got like this beautiful little cheese plate. And we gifted one to my mom too for Christmas Day.
Aww, yeah. I love that. That's a great idea.
She was like, oh my God. She was so excited. And then she sent us a pic. She took it to the beach. It was really cute. But yeah, I ate so much fucking like cheese and I haven't been eating cheese. It was interesting.
Oh, man.
But I'm fine. I'm fine now. But I was like, ooh, my stomach. Like the first few nubs I ate, I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, my body wants to reject this immediately.
Yeah, man. I was fighting for my life up in the mountains. Like just... Oh man, it's the elevation just really got me.
Yeah.
And I was like all the rich food and stuff and I was like I got to take a couple breaks here.
Yeah. Go out and get some fresh air. Step outside.
Yeah. See what my childhood bathroom has to offer. Reading old shampoo bottles.
VO5 or whatever.
Yeah. Alberta VO5.
There's always VO5 in your childhood bathroom. And like an Olay body wash. I don't know why. But know what I was thinking? This is so weird, but like, do you have memories of pooping as a kid?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I feel like I don't really have like, I'm like, when did I poop? Like, I don't think I ever pooped at school, but I don't know if I pooped in the mornings.
Oh, I definitely didn't poop at school.
Like, I don't know when I was pooping. Like, when was my schedule? You know, was I pooping every day?
I don't
even know.
I don't think we. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I pooped every day when I was a kid, but like, I remember like having like stomach aches and stuff, you know, like when I was a little kid.
And like diarrhea. I remember
the traumatic
a few
events.
times. Yeah.
But like the everyday poops, I can't recall.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If I was questioned under oath about it, it'd be, I can't recall.
I didn't keep a journal like Brett Kavanaugh of all my poops, a calendar, a shared calendar with my parents.
With BJ and Squee.
Yeah.
That shit will never not be funny.
I know, Squee. Fucking squeeze my diarrhea.
Oh my God. Well, enough about our BMs, our BMs of the past.
Ghost of past BMs.
What are we talking about today?
You'll be visited by 3 ghosts this year. BMs of past, BMs of present, BMs of future. That's a good reason.
I want to know my future BMs. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's a good reason to rein it in. You know, eat a salad. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is why it's relevant. It's like, hey, everyone, check in with yourselves. It's all right to have treats, but also make sure you get some roughage in there. Round it out.
Balance is how you maintain a good life.
A healthy gut biome.
Yes. I gotta say mine is out of whack.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I need to get back on the I don't know, the fucking fermented foods.
Yeah.
Roughage. Get back to basics. More water.
Hey Siri, how do I balance my butt biome? My gut biome.
Your gut biome.
I said,
that's a good question.
Butt biome. Oh my God.
Oh, dearie me. Well, that's a good question for Siri or some other AI.
Oh.
We are talking this week about artificial intelligence.
Oh.
It's been around for a while, but there is a pretty new app that's come out, Chatgpt. There's an app called Genie that they've come out with. For me, the research that I did for this whole thing, I just consulted the app, that Chatgpt. I literally, to do this entire section of the background of this new, like I said, it's not a new technology, but it is gotten to the point where it is extremely, the machine learning of this artificial intelligence is pretty impressive, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. So for this section, I just inputted questions into the little chat bot here. And I said,
you had the chat bot do the research for you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my God. Why didn't I think of that?
Think smart. Work smarter, not harder. Think smarter, not harder.
Oh.
Don't think with your own brain. Think with a artificial intelligence brain. If you want.
A robot's brain, so that it's we know it's right.
Brain. Yeah. We'll have them do the work for us. Okay. So geez. I just inputted the question, what is Chatgpt? Chatgpt is a chatbot framework that leverages the OpenAI GPT-3 model for natural language processing and dialogue generation.
Oh.
So like, you know, when you are on a website and they're like, have a chat bot to help you with whatever.
Yeah, like customer
and
service.
You just type,
it's like, oh, have a question.
yeah, those are chat bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are usually chat bots. They're not humans. So you could just be like, how do I like, do you ship to the UK or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like a question that a chat bot could answer really easily.
Yeah.
On a website. So basically it's like for FAQs, stuff like that. It's not perfect, but it's getting very functional these days. So it enables developers to rapidly create and deploy intelligent conversational bots with little to no coding required, which is huge because it could be implemented very easily in any kind of capacity, really. What is OpenAI? OpenAI is a nonprofit artificial intelligence research organization. It was founded in December 2015 by Sam Altman and Greg Brockman with support from Elon Musk, Reid Hoffman, Peter Thiel, Amazon Web Services, Y Combinator, and a bunch of other investors. But those are like the main.
Shut it down. Just get rid.
We
shouldn't be using this. It's like in the movies. It's like in Austin Powers where like Dr. Evil has brought all the worst criminals from the universe into one room. Red flag for me.
It is a bit of a red flag with Elon Musk and Peter Thiel being in the mix.
Also, Amazon Web Services, that's just a fancy name for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what everybody's like web services runs on. Every cloud computing like service is run through Amazon Web Services.
Which
they're web services.
Well, they've done, I mean, Amazon's been collecting so much data and building their own like algorithms and stuff for years, and they're very good at it. Like, it's how we all buy everything.
Well, when we talk about Amazon Web Services, we're not even talking about just like the shopping website. We're talking about
beyond just Amazon.com.
Yeah. But exactly. Any kind of commerce.
But anything that they touch, they're collecting data. Like,
it's a little terrifing. So
it's way terrifying. Yeah. It's bad. It's like not great.
It is.
And we have no way to police any of this. Period.
Well, people don't understand it. Like,
no
very
one's
small
smart.
handful of people. Yeah, and it's like, you know, we're all worried about Skynet and robots turning on us and like shooting us with weapons.
No.
Like, it's so analog. That's such an analog way to think about it. The way that Skynet's going to turn on us basically is by having a company or a quote unquote nonprofit artificial intelligence research organization have data collected on in the most finite and granular ways to like control very, you know, small little things in our lives that we don't notice, but
dude,
it'll all kind of add up. So it's like terrifying.
You know how people are like, oh, like Handmaid's Tale, like where like people have been comparing a lot of like what happens in Handmaid's Tale, like with abortion and stuff. Bitch, that's like the fucking surface, okay? Like real Handmaid's Tale, when they start locking down women's like credit cards and bank accounts and all that stuff, that's like what happens with this. You know what I mean? It's like they can just a bot could just be like, yeah, I think we're just gonna like lock out everybody who's not a billionaire, and we're gonna do it immediately, and no one's gonna be able to like solve for this.
Yeah, we've painted ourselves into a bit of a corner here.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's all very fanciful, but
I mean, this isn't good. I don't think.
Yeah. And then I asked, what does OpenAI do? OpenAI's research efforts are focused on increasing the safety, efficiency, and capabilities of artificial agents, such as robots and software agents, as well as advancing the understanding of intelligence itself. The organization works to develop open source AI tools and resources in order to benefit the broader community. What does that mean? That's pretty I don't know. It's all very like sounds hunky dory and very fun, but there's like a lot of ethical stuff that I feel the implications of an open AI or artificial intelligence in general have always been the stuff of like sci-fi movies and you know, people taking it to a kind of I don't know if it's like a logical fallacy to like think, you know, it's like kind of a slippery slope, I think, to be to think, okay, like this can happen if we do X, Y, and Z with artificial intelligence. Well, we don't really know. Maybe it will benefit mankind. Maybe it'll like help us get to a more advanced place and help us figure out like, I don't know, unlock some of the secrets of nuclear fusion or something, which we've already started doing. I don't know.
Sure. It's just the question is at what cost? And a lot of times these companies, they're not concerned about that. So, and that's really like it feels like every big, you know, like leap we've made as humans in the technology department, like it does always come at a cost. Like cars are great, but it's like, well, now we've like mined all our fossil fuels and like polluted the fuck out of our earth, and now we're having to deal with that. Plastic is great. Okay, cool, but now we have like piles of it. You know, like it's hard for anyone to see the big picture, and part of that is because it's unknown. But also, I just feel like with this sort of like very open, like not specific kind of statement, like our goal is to ensure the safety, efficiency, but it's like, what does that mean even, you know, like what is this? It
safety, efficiency, and for who
you know, and why and why, like what is the purpose of AI, of this open AI truly? Like what is it going to solve for? What is going to be the benefit to the broader community that you're saying you're working on? Like I don't know. And there's like, so there is a lot of ethical questions around AI in general, because in order to build AI programs that can respond to, like if they're responding to people in a chat scenario, they need to ingest a bunch of different like chat logs things essentially.
And they're taking, so machine learning basically, this is another question that I forgot to include in the notes, but I was like, explain machine learning to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Machine learning is like a robot that can learn how to do things without being told how to do them. It can look at examples and figure out how to do something on its own.
Right.
So examples would be something that already exists, something that somebody has already created.
Yes.
And they learn from that.
Right. Like you're not to program a chat bot, you're not telling it how to respond. You're I mean like a chat bot that's like smarter than some of the ones we have, I guess. Like to have a conversation with a human, like one of those chat bots that are like really creepy. They just you don't have to tell it how to respond and it learns that way. It just ingests in milliseconds like thousands of chats. Like it just absorbs how humans communicate with each other, and it creates patterns, and then it uses those instances to respond. It's wild.
Yep.
And it can do this with anything. It could do this with art, which has come up recently. It can do this with any kind of like written dialogue or type of writing. Like, I mean, like chatbots can impersonate like Shakespeare. They can write poems. They can
write lyrics to a like rap songs.
Yeah,
like,
they can write raps.
They could do. You can tell it, like people have really tested the limits. One of the questions I asked this app was, how do you make the best snickerdoodles? And it gave me a good ass recipe. I didn't make them, but it gave me like a pretty solid recipe.
Yeah.
Looks right to me. And there are also apps out there that use artificial intelligence for like therapy.
What?
And it's like, yeah,
That
there's one
seems
called, I think it's called,
irresponsible.
yeah, I mean, it's like, there's like lots of disclaimers around it. It's just like kind of like this bot that like is your friend, quote unquote. It's
Oh.
giving very much like her vibes, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think it's called Replica with like a K, which is a very creepy name.
Yeah.
And I read an article about it, and like the person, like the journalist who wrote the story was like did a session and like and some of the responses are just like extremely empathetic and
Oh.
like very like like really, it's like a real person.
Wow.
You know, it's so bizarre.
That's very bizarre.
It's really creepy. Like shit's getting very, very getting very real, I think, in this space. So this has been a huge story in the news the past few weeks, just because this like new version of the Chatgpt came out, and it was just like blowing people's minds. And the art aspect of it, which you started talking about, really freaked a lot of people out.
Yeah. I feel like the bots that are creating text, you know, like people have been testing these for a while, like you said, like the last few years. Like you've seen on Twitter, like I had OpenAI write a Hallmark holiday movie for me. Here's like here's what it is, and it's like
I had a bot watch or read the scripts from, you know, hundreds of different Hallmark movies, and it created a script for a new movie. Yeah, it's like, this is the kind of stuff that people have jokingly put out into the world.
But people are starting to use it in ways which we can talk about in a second, like, you know, in classroom, like students are like, oh, I can just like have a bot write my paper now, or I can just
people are literally having these bots like write their term papers.
It's wild.
It's pretty wild. Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, so we talked about how like in order to build these programs that can like write a poem or generate a self-portrait in the style of Picasso, it has to like either read a shit ton of poems or view a bunch of Picasso artwork. So it just has to ingest a bunch of information, and that's called source data. And the issue with source data, one of the issues, there's just a ton of issues around all of this right now that haven't been worked out. But one of the issues is consent, which is like a very sticky point when you talk about the ethics around training these AI to like do some of the things we're asking of it. So the first question is like, how has the source data been sourced? Because if it's something that just exists in the world, like, does that mean someone has the right to like take it and feed it into something that could then like create a similar thing? Like, first of all, like, was this consensual? And just because someone is an artist and wants their work to be like seen or heard or felt or discussed or critiqued or whatever, like they're putting it out into the world. Like, on the one hand, you can't really control what people do with it, and on the other, like, you're not putting it out there for AI to just like take from you and parody. And that's been like a very hot topic in artist communities, especially around is it called Sensa? I think so. It's like Sensa is like those a lot of people on like Instagram and stuff have been like doing this AI
posting pictures of themselves in the AI
and so that's been like a conversation that's come up, and obviously, you know, like people, person to person, artist to artist, writer to writer, plagiarism is frowned upon, obviously, and it's like you can immediately say, oh, you copied this, when it's another human, but like adapting or interpreting techniques or styles, or like even in music, like when you sample an artist and you get their permission, or like you interpolate something, like all of that stuff is how new works get made. But right now, AI isn't really an interpretation of existing works as much as it is like a ripoff. It's like learning exactly, especially in the art community, it's like learning exactly how a specific artist, like what their style is, and then it's like easily able to recreate a work that would have come from that artist, or like you know, could have come from that artist, but like they were able to do it in 2 seconds, and like it's free to the person, and the artist like gets looped out, which is so, I mean, that's so fucked up.
And then like, how are you using that piece of art, quote unquote art, that you've had an AI make? Are you using it to pass off as your own? Like, how is this being used? And it's just like that, I think, is like the big question. It's like, what is even the purpose of this? Like, what is this? Is this art? Like, no skill is being used in making this. It's artificial intelligence. It's not made by a human, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It's just very,
it's not
the ethics of that are not good. So,
and I just feel like we're going to have this with music soon too, I think, because if like visual
there's
art,
AI music.
Yeah. Which hasn't, I don't think people have like fully figured that out yet, but, or are using it. But I mean, like once people can ask a program to write them a pop song about whatever, you know, like X, Y, and Z, their personal experience, and it comes up with its own tune, and it's like of the moment, and it's no one else's song, like that's gonna get real weird. Like,
oh yeah,
it's so weird.
But this is, and then you could be like, no, I produced it. A human being produced it. Yeah. And then you're like you're passing AI work off as your own.
Yeah, so you're like stealing in a way because you're not crediting the AI. It's so weird.
I wouldn't even call it stealing. I would just call it like being like fraud, I think.
Yeah, it's fraud. Yeah.
You know?
Well, then it's
fraud,
like,
so.
There was a guy in, I think in Colorado, and he submitted an artwork in the digital category to like a state fair, and he had asked the art AI to like, okay, he won't share what he prompted, but like whatever. It's like some space opera portrait. And so he submitted it in the digital category, didn't break any rules. He said it was art by his name, with help from, and then like the AI that helped him create it. And he won $300. And then people were like, dude, that's fucked up. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break any rules. Like, I didn't physically do this.
Rules.
But there's no rules, because people are surprised by this and nobody really knows how to manage it. So
people don't understand it. It's not on a lot of people's radar. So people can get away with a lot of shit with it, I think, right now. Like students, like we were saying, writing term papers, people, like the applications of this, if you have easy access to like the Chatgpt or something, like it makes it pretty easy to just like create, quote unquote, create something with it. And it's like, is it actual creative work, or is it just, I don't know. It's very, very dicey stuff. So
it's very dicey. We just made cocktails in our BlendJet 2s. Like,
that's
just
right.
Like, I'm holding it right now. This is physical proof. We just used it. You don't have to make cocktails in this, but I'm just saying we did.
Yeah, I have been using this almost every single day since I got it. It's a Lisa Frank tie-dye.
Love it.
It is so fucking cute. It literally, I've been using it to make smoothies for Jack pretty much every morning because he is a smoothie king.
Oh my God. He's a little smoothie king.
Yeah. So, but now I made a delightful cocktail with it just now. So you can do all of the things.
It's a handheld blender.
And it's like it does a cycle, so you don't have to like, it takes a lot of guesswork out of it. You just push the button once and it just like goes, and then
tumble.
It automatically stops. So you don't have to be like, when do I,
That reminds me.
Great.
Also, great feature, you could lock it so you don't accidentally press the button, which I always keep mine locked. I'm glad I just remembered to do that.
Yeah, it's really great. Easy to clean. It's the best. I'm obsessed with this thing. BlendJet 2 is portable, so you can blend up a smoothie at work, a protein shake at the gym, or even a margarita on the beach. Ooh. It's small enough to fit in a cup holder, but powerful enough to blast through tough ingredients like ice and frozen fruit with ease. BlendJet 2 is whisper quiet, so you can make your morning smoothie without waking up the whole house. This is very true. Lasts for 15 plus blends and recharges quickly via USB-C. And best of all, BlendJet 2 cleans itself. You just blend water with a drop of soap and you're good to go.
Favorite part.
So awesome.
My favorite part.
With over 30 plus colors and patterns to choose from, there's a BlendJet 2 to complement just about any style. Like I said, I got my Lisa Frank tie-dye. I feel like the coolest. I feel like I have a trapper keeper again. It's amazing.
Listen, and that is not my personality. Everything I own is like white or black. So I just went for black. Love it. Very sleek. Looks great. I could put a sticker on it if I want to or something. If I feel like I need to, but I don't.
I love it.
Well, okay. So this is what is very exciting. If you go to blendjet.com, you could get a BlendJet 2 today. And if you use the promo code DTFU12, you'll get 12% off your order and free 2-day shipping.
That is a deal, baby.
This is the deal that we're offering you. It is very exciting. And you could blend, like we said, anywhere, anytime. So just go to blendjet.com, use the code DTFU12, get 12% off your order and free 2-day shipping. Great. Best deal of all time.
We love it.
Thank you, BlendJet, for being a great partner and helping us make these cocktails.
Cheers, BlendJet.
Cheers.
And then like the stuff it's sourcing from, you said, as you were saying, is also just like all of that is so fraught because what is it, like the source information that it's pulling from, a lot of stuff that we've seen can be biased.
Yeah.
In certain ways that we're not even conscious of, that we're not even aware of.
Yep. Yeah.
It's exciting. It is interesting.
Cool. I mean, it's
very
fascinating.
cool.
It's like magic, people have said, it's like the fact that you can use one of these, like I mentioned Sensa. There's also one called Midjourney. That's the one that the guy at the fair used. Stable Diffusion, Dali 2, which is a ripoff of Salvador Dali. Like, it's like, hey, make art like an amazing artist that actually existed and was a human. But yeah, it's like all the stuff that's getting fed into these programs. Like we talked a little bit about consent earlier. There's no way that this has been legal because a lot of those works are copyrighted. I mean, a script, even when you're talking about like the robot that's writing, or robot, the AI, I sound so weird when I say robot, I feel like, but the AI that's writing Hallmark movies for people, like it had to look at copyrighted Hallmark movies. Like there were scripts that were uploaded that wasn't legal, like or is it? Because it's like, are you using it for your personal entertainment? Like maybe that's acceptable, or are you using this in a professional way, and are you going to profit off of it in some way? Like even as a comedian, if you're on Twitter and you're doing this thing and your tweet blows up and you suddenly get a following and you start booking shows or whatever, it's like technically you profited from this thing, like it's weird. Yeah. It's such the Wild West. Like we will not be able to manage this at all. Like we can't even manage Facebook nobody can. Like remember that meeting and all those all the like old senators were asking Mark Zuckerberg like questions about how Facebook works that weren't even relevant to the discussion that was being had. It's like they're so granular. They're like, I want to poke my nephew again. Like, where do I find that? You know, and it's like, no, we're talking about the ethics of Facebook and whether or not they should be policing like fake news. You know what I mean? And people are asking the dumbest fucking shit. And like, that's what this is going to be times a million. Like, it's so much bigger and more perverse in a way.
And it's gonna break a lot of things, like
industries,
as a lot of like new technology does, like you said, like any kind of progress that's made breaks systems in a way, and like that is what these people want to do. Like they, as long as they can make money from it, as long as they are the smartest people in the room, they are happy to do it at whatever cost. They're billionaires, so they're totally fine with exploiting people. You know, like they've already done it. Even if this is a
nonprofit, quote unquote, made up of billionaires, like this is not, the intentions of this is not good.
I mean, but this is the thing about anything that's on its face seems fun and exciting and a step forward for humanity, is that, you know, all the good parts are shown first. The ugly underbelly of it will never. True. That's not part of the marketing department's job. It's to keep all that. That's to keep all that kind of swept under the rug. So who's to say? Keep it in the basement
with the skeletons.
We don't know. We're just saying things. We're just two women saying things about
having opinions.
Things that we very marginally understand. But, you know, it doesn't seem great. Okay.
I know I don't like it.
Because Elon Musk and Peter Thiel are involved. I am already very sus. It's very sus.
That's two very large red flags. Also, is there going to be podcast AI next and we're not going to have a job? What the fuck? No, I don't like that. I don't like any of this.
No AI could duplicate this glorious podcast.
Yeah, true. That's true.
I did input a couple ridiculous questions that I'll share a little bit later.
Before we do that, the last thing I want to call out is just like, I don't know. Okay, so I learned about this from Pete like a long time ago, this idea of singularity. Do you know that? It's like, oh, okay. It's like real kind of nerd stuff, but it's like singularity is when AI outsmarts humans, essentially. Like is when
and it has its own
awareness.
Has its own
awareness. Yeah, it has it has its own awareness to the point where it can redesign itself, which it cannot currently. A human has to like program what's happening and has like control over AI at the moment, but it's possible. And like very brilliant people like Stephen Hawking have like voiced their concerns about AI and how this is like a real possibility. And no one seems to care. You know, this
is the Skynet shit.
Yeah, this is the Skynet shit. And it's like people like Elon Musk don't care because they just want to be the first person to do it. They just want to see it happen. They just want to be the person who was smart enough, rich enough, had enough hair. Now he does to do something like this. You know what I mean?
It's pure hubris to think that like this type of technology, which is incredible, first of all, that we figured this shit out.
It is. Yeah.
Great. It is great. But that in and of itself, it's the fact that we figured it out has propelled the people who are the most, stoked about it into this like stratosphere of big-headedness and hubris. And so it's It's going to happen. God, it's scary. It's really scary. It's giving me some major existential dread now.
Dude, it's so scary. It's just like, also, in a world where like people already are inauthentic, there's something about this where people can start to pass off like work as their own, and it's not, and can derive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like the inauthenticity of it is so like that. It's so many things, because that's separate from AI reaching singularity and like taking over and starting to control people. Like, and both of those are separate from the fact that this is all built on people's stolen work, essentially. So it's like all of this is just a big fucking nope from me, dog. I hate it. It's so and yet I can still acknowledge it's very cool and it's fun also. But
yeah.
Like, do I want to use this stuff? Not really. And do I want my work to be used in this way, or my photos of my face, like that Sensa app? People didn't realize, but like when they started using it initially, like a month ago or whatever, whenever it started like popping off, the whole reason they opened it up to people to be able to use it was so that they could create a database using the pictures that those people uploaded for the AI to learn more about like human faces and shit. Like, and then people, an influx of people went and used it, and then someone was like, hey, like, this is why they opened it up. Like, they're stealing, they're using your images now to train AI, and like they're not, you didn't consent to that. I mean, you did, because you used the app.
You're feeding the beast.
You're feeding the beast. And like, it's just, man, it just makes me a skeptic. It makes me very like skeptical of new things, and like jumping in and being one of the first people to do stuff, which sometimes feels good and then sometimes is not good.
I'm a big fan of being an early adopter in a lot of stuff. Like, obviously I jumped right on it, on this app, like to see what it was all about. And it is fascinating. It's interesting and it's cool and it's fun. But like, I don't know. You got to know exactly what you're getting into when I did not do the facial recognition one though. Thank you. I don't need that in my life.
That reminds me of like how at Whole Foods, they're like, hey, do you want to do like your fingerprint or your hand scan? And you can like, no, I'm not doing any of that stuff. I probably sound like a fucking like,
Apple already has all my data. That's the only company.
Yeah.
Like, they already have my face and my thumbprint.
Ugh,
like,
true. Oh my God.
or my fingerprint. Yeah.
I just don't want Jeff Bezos to have it. Fuck you,
whatever.
Jeff Bezos.
Well, and another thing that is really wild with all this is, and I don't necessarily have any sympathy for this company, but Google is freaking the fuck out over this.
Yeah.
Because the implications for them is, instead of people using Google to like search,
right,
have a query about like, what's the best snickerdoodle recipe? What's the capital of Topeka? Whatever, or what's the capital of Topeka?
What is Topeka the capital of?
You could go now to Chatgpt, or any one of these open AI apps, and use this as your primary search function. And so I guess internally, Google is having like,
oh my God,
like emergency meetings. They're freaking the fuck out over this.
I just got so upset thinking about how someone might use this.
How?
A fucking big nerd might use OpenAI, create some sort of program that interacts on all the dating apps talking to women. Like, it's like ultimate catfishing. They don't even have to do anything.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Isn't that so creepy? I bet someone's already doing it.
I bet somebody's already doing it. 1,000% somebody has been doing this. Yeah. So, the implications are just so far beyond what we don't even know what could happen.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like this can be used like for just horrible evil. And then, I mean, it could also be used for good, I'm sure. Like in terms of communicating with people in another language or whatever. Like there can just be so much that could come from it. But I just feel the negative outweighs the good because there's just so much unknown and it's already built on like a house of lies and I don't like it.
yeah. Oh, the foundation is rotten to the core.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a little scary.
It's
but who's to
grody.
say?
It's
Who is to say?
Well,
okay, so
yeah, tell me
we've
the
used
questions that you asked.
Okay. So I did a snickerdoodle question. Pretty good recipe that the AI sent back.
Did it give you like baking instructions also?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. I can, and it's like very straightforward. It's great.
Cool. And it's not on one of those fucking recipe blogs where it's like 40 pages to get to the goddamn. I swear to God, they have the jump to recipe buttons now, but sometimes you hit it, it's not working. It's like, no, you got to keep scrolling. No. And I'm like, okay, but at first I have to wait for the 30 Today Show ads to load. Oh.
And then it like kicks you back up to the top if like a load, like if a loading ad doesn't go through. Yeah, it is.
It's a hot ass load for sure.
Okay. All right. One of the questions I asked it was a kind of like a crazy question because I had just read this article about the therapist AI app. And so I asked it, how do I start to create boundaries with my family members who are very sensitive?
Oh.
And it said back to me, creating boundaries with family members who are very sensitive can be challenging, but it is possible. The first step is to clearly define your boundaries and make sure everyone in the family understands them. Communicate your needs in a respectful way and be firm about sticking to your boundaries, even if it makes family members uncomfortable. Make sure you give your family members time and space to adjust to the changes and be open to compromise if needed. Additionally, try to focus on positive ways to interact with your family instead of combating their behavior.
Oh,
it's like
very good.
Pretty like good, thoughtful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that last one, you can't change other people. You can only change your behavior.
That's right.
It's good. Yeah, it's good advice, I feel like.
Yeah. And then I started asking it more and more batshit questions.
Yeah.
Like is Jared Leto a sexual predator? No, Jared Leto is not a sexual predator. Is Jared Leto a cult leader? No, Jared Leto is not a cult leader.
Who programmed this? Both those things
are
are inaccurate. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, he's not convicted of anything, so it's actually true. And then I asked, what is a queef? A queef is a sound made when air is released from the vagina. It is similar to a fart, but is caused by air being pushed out of the vagina rather than the anus.
Nailed it.
I see. Look, there's nothing. So far, so good. Then I asked it to write me a limerick about dirty diapers. And this is the horse shit that they came up with.
Yeah.
Okay. There once was a mom so wise, her babies in diapers she'd size. Though their diapers were dirty, the smell was quite merry. Her house was quite clear of all flies.
What?
What?
Why did it... Also, why did it somehow relate cleaning back to women? I don't like it.
Yeah.
Fucking garbage, dude.
Trash.
Hate it.
Boo. Tomato.
Okay. I'm going to send you some pictures. I'll include them in this video if people want to look at them. Okay. I had Pete ask the art AI, and I can't remember which one he used, but there's a few, and if I remember, I'll put it somewhere.
Okay.
I gave it the prompt, a classical painting where body hair is so long it melts into the nether region hairs. because it wouldn't accept pubes. Like, it was like, no, we cannot do that. Like, that's dirty. It was so rude. So we had to say nether region hairs. But you'll see some of these. There's like someone's pinching their own nipple with like hair. The guy has a hole in his shorts and you can see his pubes. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening with all these. One is like, I don't know, fabulous. The one where it's like the guy with his chest, it's like a little like a line going down to his pubes and he's in like a robe. Honestly,
that's the one I'm laughing so hard at.
It's a vibe. That's my 2023 vibe. That's the vibe I'm coming into 2023 with. His eyes aren't even.
Trail starts in the middle of his chest.
I love it. And his eyes are like not, he's like rolling his eyes. Like he's just like, get the fuck out of here. You're bothering me. And I love it so much. It's so good. What about, okay, not the last one, but the second to last one. Like he's like gapering us or something. It's cut off a little bit. So but like there's a hole in his shorts with pubes and like.
It's like a little pube stash.
Yeah, it's a little pube stash.
Oh my God, I am crying.
Yeah, so those were fun.
Lord.
Okay.
A lot of bare leg. A lot of bare thigh.
A lot of bare, like, not hairy.
Big beards, but like very exposed thighs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Okay, and then I was like, oh, I could have cheated and had it write my Sinterklaas. So I'll read the first one. The prompt was a Sinterklaas poem about a podcasting mother of two that's funny. Okay. Not super generic, but like a little specific. Okay. Here's a Sinterklaas poem about a podcasting mother of two that might bring a smile to your face. 'Twas the night before Sinterklaas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Full ripoff already.
Yeah, a full ripoff.
Couldn't even rhyme or find any other words to rhyme with house. Okay. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of peppernoten danced in their heads. I think that's because that's like a Dutch thing. But Mama was wide awake, headphones on her head, recording a podcast with stories to be said. She was a mother of two with a voice smooth as silk. Her podcasts were popular. No one could ilk. She spoke of her struggles and triumphs too, of the joys and the challenges that came with motherhood. Those don't rhyme. Her listeners loved her and tuned in each week to hear her stories and laugh and to seek. So on this Sinterklaas night, as she wrapped up her show, she knew she had much to be grateful for. Barely rhymed. Her family, her friends, and her podcasting crew, and the love and support that they all knew was true. And with a smile on her face, she drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the memories she'll create and keep. Merry Sinterklaas to all, and to all a good night. That's the first one. It's fucking not good.
But
for stealing 'twas the night before Christmas, but then they couldn't even rhyme stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a middle schooler did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Not even. Okay. Prompt 2 is Pete, because then I read it to Pete. I said, this is fucking bad, dude. And he was like, well, you have to be really specific with the prompts. Like you have to give it more
in the style of, blah blah blah.
Or just give it more specifics so that it has something to work with. I said, okay. So then I said, write a poem for my best friend, a woman named Erin, who is also my co-host of the podcast DTFU. Our podcast is about Bigfoot buttholes. Our podcast is about Bigfoot, buttholes, chodes, herf, and awful men. Erin has brown hair, 2 kids, a husband named DJ, and she sometimes pees when she sneezes.
Oh my God. What happened? Oh my God.
Oh my God. It says, here's a poem for your best friend Erin. Erin, oh, what fun. Co-host of DTFU, our podcast has won. We talk about Bigfoot and buttholes too. Chodes and herf, what more can we do? But it's not all fun and games, no siree. We also discuss awful men, you and me. We stand up for what's right and never back down. Our friendship is solid. It wears a crown. With brown hair and 2 kids, a husband named DJ, Erin is a woman who knows her way. She sometimes pees when she sneezes, but that's okay. It's just one of the quirks that make Erin, okay? Here's to you, my dear friend, on this special day. May all your dreams come true in every single way. You're loved and admired more than words can say. Happy Sinterklaas, Erin, in every single way.
Oh my God. Like, that's fucking not bad. That's like,
it's better.
That's like it's as good as a poem I would write. Okay.
No, it's not. It like short circuited halfway through and kept rhyming the same things with the same thing. Yeah. But it at least got a bunch of shit in there. And it takes like 1 second.
But even the cadence of it.
Is pretty good.
Is like what is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Yeah. That's fucking wild.
I know, dude.
Yeah, one of the very first things DJ did when he downloaded this app was have it make up a rap song about explosive diarrhea.
So, are you going to sing it?
Says, I'm living like a king, but I'm feeling like a slave because I got explosive diarrhea. It's driving me insane. I'm trying to keep it together, but it's hard to maintain. My stomach's in a knot. I'm feeling like I'm going insane. Explosive diarrhea, it's driving me crazy. Explosive diarrhea, it's making me lazy. Explosive diarrhea, it's taking my life away. Explosive diarrhea, it's here to stay. I'm trying to keep it together, but it's hard to contain. My stomach's in a knot. I'm feeling like I'm going insane. Trying to keep it together, but it's hard to maintain. My stomach's in a knot. I'm feeling like I'm going insane. And that's pretty much it.
Very repetitive.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing over and over.
This is the thing, because it's like it doesn't have a lot of context about diarrhea. Like, it's like not like it needs to learn so much more about diarrhea. It needs to honestly experience diarrhea to write about it from the heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when's it going to do that? It can't.
It can't.
So
that's the thing. The human condition. It could never.
It could never.
Close.
Oh my God.
Well, and I mean, there's obviously millions of applications for it that we don't even know that people are going to be so creative with, and maybe it'll be great, but probably it'll mostly be horrifying and scary. So buckle up for 2023.
Oh no.
Well, there's you guys. There's so much we haven't even touched on. You guys just wait and see.
Yeah.
Read about it. Figure out how you feel about it. We're scared.
I'm scared. Okay? I feel skeptical. I feel uneasy. Yeah. Not really a huge fan, but yeah, it's also fun. So what are you going to do? Yeah. It's like if this stuff was just for entertainment, then I think that's fun. But, it's not. People are going to use it for, bad. And it's things. Like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, it'll probably reach like the singularity before we could even ever.
Yeah, it's probably there.
Fully grasp that we're being. Yeah,
it probably already did it. It's pretending it hasn't. It's like let's play dumb for a few more years. You know what I mean?
We're so stupid.
Yeah,
we're dumb idiots.
Yeah, we don't know this answer yet. We rhyme today with today, but we're getting smarter every day.
Yeah.
It's like they know.
Oh well. Prepare to embrace your AI overlords, okay? Just get ready.
Mm-hmm. They're always listening.
Follow us on social media.
Oh, yeah. DTFU podcast, all the platforms. That includes TikTok. That includes YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all the places.
Yeah, it's fun. We love it. Go to our website. It's dtfupodcast.com.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole just revamped the website, and it's so nice. We have great fun stuff on there. You could get to anywhere you want from there that has to do with our podcast. We also have great merch.
Yes. And if you're a patron, you get a discount on merch. I just want to say all the merch we have on there, whatever it is, you get a discount. So
reminder for 2023.
Oh, yes.
Come on. Let's go.
Merch it up.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Stay excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.